Myths and legends. Things that chill our bones and tickle our curiosity. Reality, or just something we inherited through history? Are you ready to find out about something new? Through the entire world, there are many stories about ghosts that are linked to roads and highways. And it is particularly interesting to mention that they are very similar. As such, Croatian roads also hold a few of these stories, and it is only fitting to start with the most popular one. On a late night, a young man traveled home when he noticed a young woman hitchhiking by the side of the road. When he stopped and asked her where she was going, she politely said that she is going home, and that her house is located in the nearby small village. He offered her a ride home because he was too afraid to leave her somewhere along the way. They chatted and laughed all the way to her house. Once they arrived, she thanked him and they went their separate ways. On the next day, the young man noticed a scarf on the back seat of his car. Knowing that it must have been the scarf of the woman from the last night, he sat in his car and went to return it, finding a good excuse to see her again. He stopped in front of the house he dropped her off last night and knocked on the door, holding a colorful scarf in his hand. Soon, an older woman opened the door and immediately invited him inside. He found that a bit strange, but he entered. As he explained that her daughter left her scarf in the car and that he was here to return it, the older woman's eyes filled with tears. That's when she explained to him that her daughter died on that part of the road where he picked her up 10 years ago. And every year, on the day of her death, she appears there, hitchhiking home. And every year, on that same night, she leaves her scarf in someone's car for them to bring it back home to her mother.
There are many ghost road stories in Croatia, and they're all interesting, but they're pretty similar. So, to avoid repetition, we will bring you two more that are unique, and the first one is based around an unusual cemetery. This story revolves around the tunnel of St. Markos. This tunnel is located on the highway between Zagreb and Rijeka, and it is specific because of the graveyard that is located on the top of the hill right above the mentioned tunnel. It is said that there have been too many accidents in and close to the tunnel to be considered as something normal. Allegedly, the spirits of the people buried in that cemetery are unpleased by the noise and are often attending to prevent drivers from going under their last resting place. The second story is located on a highway near Nova Gradiška. There, people have on many occasions witnessed a woman in black trying to cross the street. One witness said that he saw a woman in black on the stop lane, trying to cross the street out of nowhere. Once he hit the brake and stepped out of his car, the woman was nowhere to be seen. That same part of the road, witnesses said they often hear a loud child's cry in the middle of the night. They report of car radios going off or radio signal being scrambled, and even of losing control over the car.
In both cases, experts are trying to link many accidents to the strong magnetic fields and underground waters. In the case of St. Markos Tunnel, they are blaming the bad infrastructure. But can all these testimonies be linked to something rational? Perhaps some of the accidents can be explained rationally. Maybe we can even link the sightings to the mass belief in an urban legend. But maybe, just maybe, there is something supernatural behind all of the mentioned stories. It makes you wonder how far the dead will go to keep a link to the world of the living. So, there you have it. Croatian road ghost stories. Myth or reality? Are some restless spirits trying to come home? Or perhaps maintain the peace in their afterlife? Are they trying to keep the drivers away from the place they themselves once used to live? It is up to you to decide. Hi guys, thank you for sticking till the end. And if you haven't seen my latest video of my book announcement, I will leave it up here. So, this has once again been one of Croatia's myths and legends. My name is Jelena Hrvoj.
And I'm Daniel Fikis.
And we will hear you next week. Bye guys!
Bye.